Welcome to Rita's Roost. I'm going to show you how to make this delicious bread pudding this morning with my farm fresh milk and eggs and just some sugar and some old bread. Stick around and watch me embarrass myself making it for you. Look what I've got. You know what that is? That is some bread that I made the other day in the bread machine. It's kind of like a sweet roll, but it wasn't really all that light and fluffy. So we're gonna make a bread pudding out of it. Because I've got milk and I've got this bread, and I know my grandma used to make them years ago, and I made them too, and they're so good. So I'm just going to start by slicing up 2-3 cups of this bread. Slice it up, and I'm gonna make little pretty small chunks, because I really don't want the big old chunks. And this bread's kind of sweet, so it's more of a sweet roll type bread. All I'm gonna do, I need to go to town buy a loaf of light bread, but I didn't have any light bread, so I made this bread, and it wasn't the best. I'm gonna do them around the edges. They're pretty hard and brown, but you know that's my favorite part of the bread. And I'm not gonna measure, but I've got this little casserole dish. I'm gonna just put them in there. Just pretty nice little layer, just a little bit more. I made some French toast out of this bread. Now that was good. So Terry had to eat that stuff instead of biscuits, because I wasn't making him biscuits. Just a little bit more here. Waste not, want not. And I said, I've got this bread, and I've got milk, and I've got eggs. And if I can find the cinnamon and the nutmeg that little Millie plays with sometimes. Alright, you see my little casserole dish. I'll tell you how frugal I am. I bought this thing at the thrift store a couple years ago for $1, and I use that thing all the time. It's just a nice size. One more, because I don't want to waste this bread. I need to make some croutons and some breadcrumbs out of it too. It won't go to waste. I know how to use up what I have. Alrighty, that's pretty good. And this little pan here will fit in my little toaster oven that I've been using, because when the weatherman says it's going to be 103, my big oven don't come on. I'll save my gas. It's a gas stove, and I'll save that for this winter when I need to warm up the house, not in the summertime. I can figure out something else just as good to do without turning the oven on. And save that gas. Ain't gonna tell them what it'll cost by winter time anyway. And I'm gonna put, I have plenty of eggs, so I'm actually gonna put 4 eggs. And this will be just like a custard we're gonna put over it. There's my eggs. Let's see, give me a whisk. Have we got a whisk in here? I never put things back in the same place. I really don't. We just use that. I gotta get my sugar. I thought I had everything laid out here, but I don't. I'm just gonna whisk that up with my fork. And I'm gonna add about 2 cups of milk. And get that sugar. Grab me a measuring cup. Because I think it's over here in a big can. Where did you go, sugar? Is that not the silliest thing? I have my sugar in a big bucket, and I've set that bucket off to the side and got to find it. Okay, I found it. I had it over there up against my table on the other side of the room. Only Rita. Alright, I've got not quite a cup. I may put about half, 3/4 of a cup. I embarrass myself on these videos. I'm going to add just a little dash of nutmeg. Not too much nutmeg. We're going to add cinnamon. Oh, how much cinnamon? About a teaspoon of cinnamon. That's just milk and egg, sugar, and the spices. And I'm going to pour it over this. I want it to, that bread to soak it up. That's going to fill it just, my little pan just about right. I'll put it in the toaster oven, but let's just let that soak it up just for a little bit. It looks good already. And it's not even cooked yet. It's raw eggs right now. Let that bread soak it up. Alright, now I'm going to put it in the toaster oven. I guess that's not in the picture. But anyway, I'm going to slide it across here. Oh, I probably should have greased that pan. I forgot. Just have to scrub a little harder when I wash it. And it will probably take 30-40 minutes to bake. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. I've got some things to do here in the kitchen. And so I'll just watch it and I'll get it out when the time. And I've set the oven, about 350, 375. And I'll be back and show you when it's done. Oh, our bread pudding is out of the oven. It surely is. And I know you can see that. It looks good. So I'm going to try us a little bit. So I forgot to grease the pan. You need to do that. It's hot, so I'm not going to take a big bite. Well, why not take a big bite? I always get too anxious and I don't wait for things to cool before I take a bite. You know it's good though. What milk and sugar and eggs, it's very good. But I found this jar that a friend gave me, this little jar of, it came from Be Happy Farm. It's raspberry butter. My friend Beth Bonner gave that to me a couple years ago. And I don't know what I've been saving it for. But you know what? There's flat. I'm going to put a little bite of raspberry butter on that. How about that? Beth, this bite's for you if you ever watch my videos. I've got some raspberries in the freezer. I need to make me some raspberry butter. That's good. It's good on this. It's good on this bread pudding. I'm telling you. Mmm. Raspberry butter from Be Happy Farm. Bread pudding with milk and egg from Rita's Brews. You know what? I got a can of tomatoes. They're waiting on me, so I gotta get off here. Bye. Love y'all. Be frugal and use up your stuff. Cook like your grandma used to cook.